And hello there, you beautiful folks. Hello, Zan.
Hey, Jake.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Respawn Recap. We hope you all enjoy. It's been a hectic week.
As always.
Shall we break it down?
Yeah,
let's get into it. Let's roll. And probably the biggest story this past week, and devastating yet again for North American Counter-Strike, and continuing to fuel the fire for 100 Thieves. That being 100 Thieves, along with an announcement confirming by Nadeshot himself, have confirmed their departure entirely from the Counter-Strike scene.
Yeah, this is one of those real unfortunate ones, especially with the timing. 100 Thieves already under fire for being, let's say, less of a tournament-focused org. A lot of people...
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, I try to be democratic here. And we can only hope that they have big plans for actually competing in more esports in the future.
Certainly so. That's probably the biggest pull from this. Obviously, seeing any team out there leave the Counter-Strike scene, and they're not the only one in the past few years to do so, and a notable organization, whether or not you want to call them a Tier 1 competitive esports organization, it's a big brand leaving Counter-Strike in a time where CSGO is already struggling, and that sucks to see. Very lastly, to bounce off what you said exactly, people are hoping for, could this be a Call of Duty announcement or leading to a bigger announcement, the money they have now hopefully saved in the future not being in Counter-Strike, where will it go for 100 Thieves? God dang it, dude. And maybe some a little bit of controversial news out there this past week, but definitely an entertaining one to partake in. That's going to be NICKMERCS, one of the few people out there in terms of top streamers to play alongside a cheater/hacker.
Well, this was almost unavoidable at some point with the huge wave of hackers that have taken over Warzone at this point. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, you're almost guaranteed to run into them. It's what you do when you do run into them is the, of course.
Yeah, that's the question here. And hey, I gotta say, I like NICKMERCS' approach. May as well lean into it, have some fun with it for a second.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I won't sit back and lie. That was one of the more entertaining streams I have seen in the past month. Really, really leaning into it.
Yeah.
I will say my one point that I did in our video is, do you think Ninja would get the same lenience if he played with a cheater that a guy like NICKMERCS or Doc or Tim would?
I don't believe so. Ninja doesn't have that same kind of love from the community. I think a lot of people will be like,
unfortunately, so he's kind of has himself in that place in the community. Right. Either way, when you have a figure like NICKMERCS who can get away with this stuff and make it entertaining, make it content, you still have people though giving the guy flack for playing alongside a cheater, and some would say encouraging him to cheat. But it also spreads awareness to how big the issue is with Warzone and hackers. The fact that he is now queued up with one, not on purpose, but happened to be in the same duo lobby with one, and then made an entire kind of joke out of it.
Hopefully this sheds some more light on the issue and the devs fix it pretty soon.
Yeah, Warzone hackers ruining tournaments, ruining events, and now coming into top Twitch streamers' streams as well. And certainly a big talking point that I would say not many people are talking about. Twitch under fire yet again with numerous allegations over the past week or so inside the workplace, reports of racism, sexism, potential sexual assault, amongst numerous allegations that actually stem back a long time with Twitch. And something we talked about months ago as well is potentially the lack of, I wouldn't say interference, but the lack of maybe coming forth of a guy like Emmett Shear, the Twitch CEO, around all these allegations. Certainly this will not be the end of it for Twitch as they undergo all of this stuff.
Yeah, definitely. It's really a shame to see these types of issues so deeply rooted within a company. There's clear evidence that even if you don't believe the employees, there's a clear problem over at Twitch that has been around for years and has not been properly addressed by any of their staff.
And especially with recent allegations, Hassan was a former Twitch streamer as well as a Twitch employee. He has now been fired and removed from the platform, but certainly that issue did take a lot of time for Twitch to finally pursue, and now we're seeing all these other various allegations come forward. To your point, if you don't believe some of them, there are so many and numerous allegations. To some extent, you got to realize might not be the perfect workplace if there is one, but still a giant lingering issue around everything else as Twitch is undergoing. We have the Doc issue, and we'll see where that potential lawsuit does go. And now we're also hearing rumors of other streamers maybe having lawsuits against Twitch. It's going to be a heavy-handed few months, if not longer than that, for Twitch in the upcoming future.
Yeah, I got to imagine Papa Amazon's going to come down at some point and, really read them the riot act and tell them to get their act together.
Yeah, so we'll see what comes out of these allegations. We'll see if all these additional Twitch ads can pay for all these additional Twitch lawsuits. And some more 100 Thieves news. That was actually one of our biggest videos this past week, that involving the biggest TikTok star around the world right now, Bella Poarch. It was pretty simple and straightforward for all of you guys who missed it. She did a TikTok in a 100 Thieves hoodie, also streamed on TikTok from the 100 Thieves facility, leading to some rumors and some sprinkles out there if 100 Thieves is maybe pursuing to sign her as talent.
It would make all the sense in the world. I mean, 100 Thieves has an enormous content roster at this stage. I think they have probably the most weight of any org when it comes to just pure, like, you know, strength of content creators.
Certainly up there.
Yeah. And so, you know, this move makes a lot of sense, but I got to imagine 100 Thieves is going to see a lot of flack for this because, once again, they're going more for the content creator, streamer, you know, personality angle as opposed to an actual competitive esports.
And yeah, all of this coming off the back of the rumors and now confirmation of 100 Thieves leaving CSGO. It kind of just seems as poor timing overall for the organization, as people see them backing out of esports and maybe pursuing these top TikTok talent. And of course, it does make sense, right? Her reach on TikTok alone, those kind of impressions and views for an organization that does sell merch and apparel very well would obviously bring a lot of value to the organization, which people sometimes do forget. It is a business, but it's understandable why some people who are esports and gaming fans would maybe be pissed off by this. But let's remember, it's only a rumor for now. Now, all the things would add up if they could even afford her in the first place. The fact that she was wearing 100 Thieves merch streamed from the facility, they've already signed someone like Nico. I don't think this is going to be the last time we see organizations have interest in TikTokers, as their future is unforeseeable if that platform is going to stick around or not. And so we'll see if 100 Thieves continues their moves into TikTokers. And probably one of the biggest stories we covered this past week is Ninja now giving some of his thoughts on the Dr. Disrespect ban, as well as the ban theory, which we talked about now a couple of weeks ago. My main question for you, in case you guys did not hear about this, Dr. Disrespect a couple weeks back hinting as to why he maybe was banned, that being too high of a contract or too high of salary. Thus, Twitch found a reason to cut him and sign what he calls 3 cadets instead. People thinking Ninja and Shroud and maybe a guy like Logic are those 3 cadets. So my question to you is, do you think that theory of Twitch firing Doc to afford other streamers is feasible? Because Ninja and Nadeshot have come out and said that someone on Doc's team has to know a reason why.
And they're probably right there. I mean, there's no way that somebody doesn't have a pretty good idea of exactly why Doc was banned. I kind of doubt that it was directly to sign 3 other people. Twitch definitely has big enough pockets to afford Doc, Ninja, and Shroud, and potentially Logic as well at the same time, as the biggest streaming platform in the world, backed by one of the biggest companies in the world, and Amazon. If they wanted to, they could, but they may have just realized that, hey, we don't really need Doc to still be top of the dog pile.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy to think about, especially as Dr. Disrespect has always been one of the largest streamers, or at least for quite some time has been, and a lot would argue that he certainly was a big dog when they did permanently ban him. I think you're going to find people on both sides of that argument. Some people think it is feasible, you know, with Twitch playing a lot of advertisements, it's a business, they got to make more money, and certainly Amazon does not have to keep on dumping money into them, although we like to think they would, and they obviously can. I'm not really sure where I fall in this theory. I don't think Doc would hint this for no reason at all, but it doesn't go to say that Nadeshot and Ninja could also, you know, not be right. Who knows? I do think that Doc or one of his team members probably do know the reason, and we still are left guessing exactly what that reason might be. As per usual, we hope you guys all enjoyed the Respawn recap. We'll see you back here same time, same day next week. Zan, you want to see him away? Say goodbye to him?
Yo, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll catch you next week.
See you, gamers. Bye-bye.